The recent killing of 4 homeless people in Kingston has brought to light the struggles of living on the streets. This evening, Anthony Lugg shares the story of a homeless family hoping for a change.
The gruesome killing of 5 homeless people on Monday will forever be etched in the minds of their colleagues on the streets of Kingston. And though concerned about their safety, some homeless people we spoke with say the street is all they know. We've been on the streets of Kingston looking at some of the challenges being faced by homeless persons, but we were not prepared for what we saw upon reaching this section of Crossroads. A mother clinging onto her son as she slept on the cold, haunting streets of Kingston. A heartbreaking dilemma for any parent, but for Jody, this has been her reality since October 31 last year.
You really basically cannot cope. You can just try to live day by day to try to see exactly how you can survive. Coping does not work out.
She was staying at a shelter, but when she was asked to leave, this is where she ended up. Life wasn't always like this. She worked in a call center for years and was doing just fine. So, how did she get here?
When I stopped working in Kingston, bills started piling up and everything. Couldn't get any job where I was. Had to lived with a family member. There was an issue in regards to the child. He ended up eating the child, went to station. I was told that I had to leave from the family household where I was staying. And since then, I've had to be staying with some relatives or even friends. And then the situation has worsened where they can no longer assist me. So then I'm then on the street.
The nights are a little calmer, but in the daytime, heat isn't the only thing she has to deal with.
Majority of the time would be here, if not around the place, so to speak. Staying in one place at one particular time can be very much difficult or even tormenting.
Tormenting for her, but imagine what goes through the mind of her 7-year-old son, who also has to be roving the city like a nomad.
He will ask the question why we have to be on the street, or why we have to be, if I have something to do, why we have to walk, why we can't take transportation. Questions such as those. There may be times when he may need something where it's just not there and I can't afford it, and he will ask questions or he may get upset. He's a child. He doesn't really understand what the situation is. But then you'll have to explain that the funding is just not there.
Compounded with all these issues, unscrupulous people went into her bags and stole most of her documents, including her birth certificate, NIS card, as well as CXC certifications, which means seeking employment is more difficult. It's a dream of hers for her son to be enrolled in school, but that has been halted, at least until she's able to put a roof over their heads.
He should have been in school already, being the fact that the government does have issues in regards to kids not being in school, whether or not the education can be paid for. But then, being the fact that online classes are now happening, it's a bit difficult, seeing the fact that there is no housing facility for him to be able to be doing his classes.
There's no telling how much longer Jody and her son will have to endure the pain and the struggles. The mother, however, remains hopeful.
I don't want any handout. I would like to work for myself to ensure that I'm gainfully employed so I can start paying my NHD and such contributions to ensure that my child can have a better future for himself.
Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.